Well, hello, class. Today we're going to look at modernism in America. And the reason we kind of pivot to focusing on America is that this is the period post World War II when many of the European countries were really still trying to revive themselves from World War II. Most of the fighting took place over in Europe, and they were in pretty desperate shape, just trying to rebuild their countries. And in America, we did not take such a hit because of the war not taking place here. And so we were able to come out of that time, around the 1930s, 1940s, in pretty good economic shape. And so we came out of that period approaching kind of the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s as a world leader economically. And so I like to focus on what's going on in America at this point. And you'll find that, many of the pioneers of modernism, Le Corbusier, Mies van der Rohe, and that Walter Gropius ended up in the United States. They fled their original European countries because of the Nazis and came and taught and developed design in the United States. So we're going to continue our journey with Frank Lloyd Wright in this section. He's just one of these long-term architects and designers who will watch his work develop, and as we look at his work in California, falling water, and that sort of thing. And so there was really, say around the 1950s, starting to be a much more optimistic climate for design in the United States. As far as, the government and that, they were offering actually government subsidies for first-time home owners to encourage growth. And so, there are many new homeowners coming on the market, and they were wanting furnishings for their homes. The manufacturing process after the war was better equipped to try new things. A lot of the manufacturing process had to do with military items, but these processes were applied to furniture making and created very good results for the furniture industry. There started to become more work done with molded plywood, molded plastic, and that sort of thing. Also, the media became much more of a factor during this time. The colored TV was invented, and so, of course, with greater media attention, there were more options for people as far as interior design and decoration. So we're going to look at this week, kind of the beginnings of the modernist movement. Charles and Ray Eames, who we're going to cover actually in more detail next week, were two of the founders of this more playful modernist style. The emergence of modernism was more of a serious, functional modernist approach, and as we advance into the 60s and 70s and after the war, the modernist movement becomes more playful, more optimistic, more sculptural in characteristic. And so there's like a lack of that real serious kind of committed modernism. The other thing that was being experimented during this time was disposable furniture. And so instead of trying to produce a timeless piece of furniture, with the use of plastic and manufacturing, there was a kind of a short run for promotion of disposable furniture. And so we'll look at all these different things. This is an interesting period for America as we are a new world leader economically and as far as design. So the European countries and other countries will be looking at what was going on in the United States during this time. So I just hope you enjoy this section. Thanks.